Hello YouTube, and yes, I need to take a big breath. This is not heavy with the ashes out. I got it on my cart because it sits up on a truck rim, so you're not lifting it too far down or too far up. Okay, here's the problem. See how I made this? This plate stops down here in the front, okay? It's always got ashes falling out, getting caught. We want to make it so the plate goes all the way to the back. So it's as long as this. So when you open it, right, when you close, it's only closed about that much. And I've had trouble with this thing. I lost the knob. Having trouble with this staying closed. There is a nut over here. I'd tighten it up. But for safety, I was blocking it up, you know, as I went in the house. With a little more weight, it'll probably flop down. See, the safety will, if the nut came loose. I think you know what I mean. We're going to try to chop this out with a grinder. Okay, this piece of metal. Enough to get a piece there and weld it. It doesn't have to be welded continuous. I mean, one long bead. It just has to be a flapper. So, we'll get to it. That's got fire brick in it. This is like 2/3 of a barrel. The top warped so bad up and down that last winter when it was hot, I just took a hammer and bent it all in so it sinks in. My camera case, screwdriver in case I need it to pry on something. So let's get busy. We'll bring you back when we get a little more progress done. Okay, see where this is shiny? That's the flapper. Right there, see it? Watch me move it. See? It's 11 3/4 inches long approximately. We have plenty of areas to weld it. There's our piece, 1.5 inches. And it will probably end up being about even with that. I said when it closes, it's going to close. You'll see it. I'll get the side of the stove here. Turn you upside down. We'll have the camera turned around and show you working when it's done. I think you know what I mean. Do you get the idea? I say that. I used to say that a lot in my old videos. And then at the end, guess who always says that at the end of their videos? Had enough of this. We're out of here. Giving shout outs. Guess who it is? You win a prize. Guess who it is? I'll pin you to the top of the comments. I had enough of this. We're out of here. Poor old man working on that Maytag engine. What a hunk of crap. That's only swear what I say, but he'll get it running. You know who it is now, don't you? He'll get it running. He never gives up. He's like me, persistent. And this ain't cut the straightest, but at least I know what way it goes in there when I weld it. It'll just be spot welded too. It's very hard to get the grinder here, and it kicks up a lot of dust with that thing blowing around in here. So, on with the show. Enough talk, more work. Okay, excuse the bright sun. So I've got that shimmed up with washers and nuts. I got a couple of slash marks in there, so there's a little play. So I cut a little bit shorter than the width so it couldn't bind. So I think you get the drift there. There, focus. Okay, we're going to roll over to the shop door because the welder only reaches so far. Someday I'll get a bigger drop cord. Longer, I should say. We'll get the spot weld and see what it works. Never weld anything completely till you know it works. You're going to regret it. We're going to have a couple spot welds, enough they know it'll hold. They're going to be out here where you can get to them and grind them if you had to cut it off if you screw up. So learn from my mistakes. Here we go. Stay tuned. Okay, do you see what I'm talking about? See that? Here's the bottom ledge of the stove down here, which is this right here. Ooh, that's hot. Here, stick a wrench in here. Here's the bottom ledge, right? It's right there. So you see what I mean? We'll turn you around here. We'll see if that shows up. Okay, there's our light source. LED light. I don't think it's going to work. We're just going to put a bunch of spot welds, and then we'll come back and we'll weld this piece back in. We'll grind it off a little bit. So here we go. Okay, now you get the idea. See that? It did warp down in the middle because I had it clamped there and in the middle, but I took my vice grips and bent it up. So there's a little gap out on the end. So that's going to keep that fire and sparks from shooting out. So easy. Because when it went like this and the stuff would get caught in there, this is a lot better for the air. And it's going to get back there. Okay, now off to, we'll give you a quick view of the spot welds, and off to welding that piece back in, and then we're done. Okay, there's all our spot welds. We had the welder turned up. My 148 Lincoln welder wanted like 5 wire speed and D. We're doing really fast wire coming out. See how big them are? We had it on like C and then 4. For the wire speed, no, we cranked her up. Even though that's 8-inch stick steel, we wanted some big heavy duty spot welds, so we really got it going in there. So it looked rather nice, huh? For a spot weld? Not bragging, I'm an amateur. I'm still learning how to weld. Stay tuned, we'll get this done. Okay, we're done. It's hard to weld that. There's creosote on the other side and run. See that? There's your lever. I already showed that. And it falls down automatically. See how heavy it is? So if this handle fails open because the nut ain't tight enough, it'll automatically fall. Safety feature, see? Automatic shutdown. Stop doing that, you're irritating me. Sorry if you're wearing earphones. Few pinholes, see them? Now this was brazed. We're going to try to spot weld it. Really low heat. That's the biggest one I've got. Remember, this is all homemade. This was brazed on her, if I remember right. I'll have to go back. If you really want to see the video of this build, I will give you a link. But if you go on my wood stove playlist, you'll find this stove. The shortened barrel. With the fire brick. Jeez, what if I burned this thing for 4 years? Anyway, we're out here, we're done. If we weld any of that, we'll just snap a photo of it or just forget about it. It's just a hole. Thanks for watching.